Alrighty guys, as you keep bringing us into the Dragon Ball Legends ToP guide video. This is going to be for ToP season 58. So last season we ended off at rank 3,501, meaning that we did get the top cut, which is kind of impressive to me, especially since we once again went through it without a single Z tier character. Fat Boo saw 0% playtime in our last run through, so we are kind of considering swapping him out for a yellow unit potentially. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about that. And as always, there will be timestamps in the description down below so you guys can go ahead and get to where you need to go. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is our pathing. Of course, the circled fights are going to be the most important fight. Those are your win streak bonus fights, right? You're going to have a big win streak bonus from 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. You want to make sure you're going for the highest difficulty stages on those specific fights. Other than that, this is a loosely based path, so the blue pathing is subject to change. So now moving into tips and tricks, please farm your friendship rank. It increases all of your stats specifically in ToP, and it caps out at friendship rank 10. But Asdi, where do I farm friendship rank? Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. You click on events, you go to upgrade, and it's going to be your daily let's fight. As you can see right here, I've already done mine because I do those daily. If you guys want a more tedious way of grinding it, you can also go into the store mode. It will, the specific stage is part 6, book 1, chapter 8. This takes forever though. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Obviously, I do have a team set up right here. There is equipment that you can go ahead and farm up so you can make it a little bit easier. It's going to be the shallot equip basically, and you can get it from the Z Metal exchange shop. So that being said, let's go ahead and tackle the most trickiest stages in our path. So first we have sagas with Tapion. You want to kill Tapion first since he will reduce one of your units super gauge to 0 on turn 2. Next is Mono Red. Kill the droids first and then Tapion in turn 1 if possible. If not, then go for the droids first and then Super 13. Super 13 will super you guaranteed on turn 3. Next we have this LOE fight. First form Frieza will stun you and you can't avoid it. But try and kill either LF Full Power Frieza or the Broly and Chilai unit first, as they will inflict debuffs on turn 2. Next is this Kid Gohan stage. Kill Kid Gohan first, and if possible, kill Beerus on turn 1 as well, since he will stun at the start of turn 2. Next, we have the Shadow Dragon stage. This stage is mostly annoying because of Nova and Ice Shenron. They will both mitigate an attack, but I like to take out the supports here first, starting with the EX Blue Sin Shenron, and then the Sparking Yellow Sin Shenron. I saved the Ultra Omega for last since he does buff GT allies once he gets below 50% HP. Next, we have the Fusion Reborn stage. You want to kill Ultra Gogeta first, and then save the Janembas for last. This is actually a very easy fight. Next we have sagas with Purple Bojack. You want to kill the Purple Bojack before the end of turn 2 or else he will super attack you. So next we have this Goku Black stage. So blue and yellow Goku Black are support units and will apply debuffs to your team. So typically I will go for them first. And then I save the Corrupted Zamasu last since he will put ridiculous debuffs on you upon death. Do note though, if you're using Ultra Kid Buu or another yellow unit, I would take out Corrupted Zamasu first and just eat the debuffs. Next we have the Veggie stage. So I go for Super Saiyan God Vegeta first to avoid his cover change, and then I go for Yellow GT Vegeta to avoid his debuffs. Save Death Buff Vegeta for last, obviously, because he will be death buffing the team. Next is the Second Coming stage. Go for Blue Gohan first since he will take all of your attacks on turn 1, right? He has that focus mechanic. And then save Death Buff Goku for last, again, because of the death buffs. Next we have the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken and Frieza stage. Kill Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken first or else he'll super you on turn 2, plus he has a really high key restore speed. You want to avoid that completely, and then take out Frieza last since he will gain 100% to super gauge upon getting hit by a Blast Arts. Do not bring a purple to this fight because you will be relying on RNG. Alternatively, you can swap out all of your units to strike base for this fight, but if you're using a blast based team like me, you'll lose a lot of damage. But the easiest way to do this is you just go into your team formation right here. I have the green cell clicked. If you look at his icon to the right, you do see the little Blast Arts button. You click on that little button right there, and then you can choose your attack strategy, swap him over to strike, and then you can swap him back over to blast. So the last team we're going to be talking about here is the Fusion stage. This is most likely the hardest stage in our path, and we encounter it 2 times. You want to kill the Ultra Gogeta first because he does build up super attack per dead ally, and then you want to go for the Ultra Vegeta because he's just an Ultra unit. He's going to have a counter against your Blast Arts. It's going to hurt, but I think those two are the most worth getting out of the way, and then probably the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. But just be aware that this team will be extremely tanky since it's very cohesive. They're all fusion warriors. If you can save supers for this fight, then please do so. But that basically covers the entire board right there. If there's any fights that you guys think should have been covered, let me know in the comments down below. Alright, so now moving into our top teams right here, the first team we're going to be talking about is GT. So you have a ton of Z tier units here. EX Blue Synchronon supports the entire board, which is I would definitely use him, right? And then the EX Blue Omega Shenron, he actually is able to farm blue cards right here, right? He does get 5% to special move gauge on blast arts, and upon using it, he heals himself. So that's a dangerous combo as well. Right here on the right hand side, you do see the #1 player using Zaha as a healer because he is in Z tier. But personally, I would just use the Super Baby 2 because he is the best healer for GT/regeneration. And not only are you going to get the best healing from him, you are going to be getting the Zenkai buff to your blue GT units. He is in C tier, but I think it's okay taking that hit. Purple Cyberman is here on the right hand side, just simply because he debuffs the entire enemy team, and he is also Z tier, right? But I could also see you guys have an argument to go ahead and pick up 2 C tier units and use the tab 4s here as well. I think GT is going to be a very safe team this season. Alright, so the next thing we're going to be talking about is girls/USS. So we have the homie Battlemore here at rank number 2, repping girls as per usual. He has 2 healers here with Blue Zaha and the yellow 18, but Blue Zaha can easily be replaced with Blue Kale, even though she is A tier. She's still phenomenal right here. She does heal 3, the row above you, plus her own tile. The thing with this is just being that because of the fact that Blue Kale is A tier and Zaha is Z tier, you can use both of them if you want, especially if you don't have that yellow 18 like me. You can even replace one of the healers with red 18 from A tier, right? She's also a decent healer and she has no restriction on her heals, plus she debuffs a portion of the enemy team. You can even transform this team into USS by adding in EX Topo and Dispo, and that's why I do have 2 teams listed here. So next we have androids. Androids just got a huge upgrade with yellow Zenkai Cell, who we'll be going over in the new characters portion. If you don't have EX yellow 18 as a healer like the guy on the right hand side does, you can use in yellow Zenkai EX Cell, who is a great addition plus a replacement for that unit, right? Because not only is he buffing the entire board right here, he's at the start of the 3rd turn, ally tag androids restores health by 3%. That's for all of your android allies. If you want to run 2 healers, you can easily bring the red 18. Personally, I love running the red 18 with Zenkai 16, but for some of you hardcore androids mains, that combo may be a bit out of date. I'm not too sure. I'm not necessarily the androids main here, but I do like using this unit specifically with the 16 because that 16 will always cover change for that red 18 if it's directly diagonal to her. Super 13 is also an amazing option for damage dealing, as he will super on every 3rd turn. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is Saiyans. This is probably one of the most convenient teams to build. You can find these sort of oddball teams all over the leaderboard. The thing that they most have in common is Z tier Zaha as a healer. A lot of them will have the EX Fasha with various members of Bardock Squad, since Fasha is a Bardock Squad healer. As you can see right here in her kit, she's going to be buffing to the left of her and to the right of her. At the end of 2nd turn, ally tag team Bardock in range restores health by 3%. But my favorite thing about this team is that you usually bring in an OPC tier unit or 2 to balance things out, such as this person using C tier Go Frieza. He's very clearly, his team is geared towards debuffing the enemy team, because Nappa's going to debuff the enemy team. The EX Baby Vegeta is going to be debuffing the enemy team. He has the EX Android 14 that's just going to be giving 50% to strike attack for blue units, right? So that Go Frieza's 14 stars. He has an amazing kit. He's basically going to just be nuking everything. But let's say you have Ultra Vegito, you want to use him in ToP. This is your opportunity because he is currently A tier. There's just a ton of units you can be using on this team right here. You don't want to be scared of using a couple C tier units, and I do say a couple because probably 2 to 3 max, and even 3 is a little bit iffy. Alright, so the final team we're going to be talking about is the team that we will be using this season, of course, is Regeneration. So let's go ahead and go through this by tier. So first we have Z tier. We instantly pick up this baby Vegeta right here. He does not buff Regeneration, which is very tragic, but he does inflict the entire enemy team with attribute downgrades. Now, if we move on to S tier, we are picking up this purple EX Cell. We have been using him for a long time. He also debuffs the entire enemy team, which is huge. But a new addition, someone we're working on their friendship rank. If you guys want to work on his friendship rank right now, then do so. Is this perfect Cell? He's at friendship rank 6 right here. By the time part 1 comes out for the walkthrough, we should have him at Zenkai level 4 or 5. And that guy is going to be taking the spot of green Fat Boo. So if you don't want to use that Cell, you can put Fat Boo right there instead. So next we have A tier. We're going to be continuing to use our Kamikalo. If you guys don't have Kamikalo, you can use this blue EX Slug. He's not going to put out as much damage as the Kamikalo since he does farm his super attack and stuff like that, but this is your next best bet for a blue unit, that is. And of course, we're going to be using this first form green Cell. We are a big fan of this guy. He has high key restore speed, good blast attack, all that good stuff. If you want to swap him out for Fat Boo just so you can keep running 2 healers, that might be fine too. And then of course in B tier, we have the Immortal Boo Tanks. He's super tanky. Post his Zenkai buff, he gets that guaranteed super attack every single fight. There's no reason to not bring him in, honestly. And then last but not least, we do have C tier Super Baby 2, the best healer for regeneration. There's no way we're ever going to be swapping him out. I don't care what tier he is. He's already getting 0% buff on this C tier right here. And we're also going to be using our Red 21, the free-to-play Red 21, right? She is extremely helpful. She's been probably like amongst the best blast-based red regeneration unit that we've gotten in the game for a good time now, for ToP that is. But actually there is one better than her, and that's going to be this red Buuhan. If I had this Buuhan at higher stars, believe me, I would be using that Buuhan. He is in A tier, so if you want to use this guy instead of the Red 21, be my guest. I have him at friendship rank 10, so who knows, we might pump some Z power into him and end up using him. Pretty much a standard regeneration team. If you need any replacements for this team, let me know in the comment section down below. So last but not least is our new character portion or section of the video. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ultra Vegito Blue ToP stats, maximum stats right here. Key restore speed 2500, that easily hits 2600 at friendship rank 10. He has the blue card and the ultimate, and he does have, so let's go over the first ability right here. 90% to damage inflicted, minus 15% to damage received, 20% to key recovery. That percentage is ridiculous. He's going to be attacking very, very early on. 30% to special move gauge charge rate, that's decent. If it was just straight up to his gauge, that'd be broken. At the start of the turn, he restores health by 1%, so total 4%, 10% to strike damage inflicted for 1 turn. On Strike Arts attack, plus 10% to damage, and he has the Vegito Blue effect, the blue one, 25% to follow up with another strike attack, meaning that he can attack twice in 1 turn possibly. For the next ability, he does, he has the counter, so he mitigates an attack. Before receiving a Strike Arts, activates your special action, nullifies the attack, and then upon landing that, 10% to on key recovery, 25% to on special move gauge, that's huge. Inflicts all enemy with attribute downgrade plus 10% to damage received, that's also huge. And every time he defeats a character, another 25% to special move gauge that only activates 1 time. That's still really damn good. On special move arts hit, multi-target, 15% to on special move gauge. Are you serious? That's pretty crazy. You upgrade your own special move arts, activates 1, so you just immediately upgrade it to an ultimate, by the way. And you also inflict enemy with extreme bleed for 2 turns. That's really solid. There's been better ultra kits, I'm not gonna lie, but this is damn good. This is still extremely good. If you want to use him, again, he is in A tier. Throw him on a Saiyans team. For his tournament of power, for his ultra ability, Allied Tag Fusion Warrior, you get 5% to special move gauge. That is, you might actually be able to make a pretty good Fusion Warrior team. I don't know. At the start of the battle, per Allied Tag Fusion Warrior, you get the damage inflicted buffs, 5% to damage, and key recovery per Fusion Warrior. On Ultimate Arts activation, you get 20% to damage inflicted. He's very good. Now let's go over Cell. I'm actually very excited. When this guy first got announced for his Zenkai, I was more so excited for his ToP kit than his PvP kit, right? Especially since Ultra Vegito Blue is dominating PvP right now. So we can enjoy him in ToP. His key restore speed 2410. Keep in mind I do have him at friendship rank 6, so at 0 that's going to definitely be less than that. He does have the blue card, the ultimate, his abilities now. He has a buff against Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans. That alone is valuable, I think, because there's tons of Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans in ToP. 20% to damage inflicted, 70% to damage inflicted at start of turn, minus 20% to damage received for 1 turn, plus 40 to key recovery for 1 turn. That's also pretty good. At the end of the second turn, if there are at least 3 enemy tag Saiyans or tag Hybrid Saiyans, you get 20% to your special move gauge, and you upgrade your special move arts. That's huge. a lot of these fights have Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans, right? You're probably going to be proccing this pretty often. Not every single fight, but definitely often. For a second ability before receiving a strike or special move arts or anything, this is his cover rescue. Your health has to be 30% or lower. Health restrictions are kind of blah. Perform a cover change and nullifies attack. Activates one time. At the end of the turn, you restore your own health by 2%. That's massive. And 3% to special move gauge. That is also massive. You're going to be 12% a fight. And even more so if you're facing off Saiyans and hybrid Saiyans. And lastly, on strike or blast arts attack, you get 10% to your own damage inflicted, and inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 20% to damage. 20% is a lot. 20% is a lot, guys. He buffs regeneration. That's huge. Yeah, I think he's going to be, hopefully they don't shaft him in terms of his tier. He's S tier for this season. Hopefully he doesn't drop all the way down to C tier, because I think he's going to be extremely valuable. Alright guys, so that's going to go and wrap it up for this guide video for season 58. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns related to ToP, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like or maybe even consider hitting that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later!